Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into one of the most incredible structures in the human body, the female pelvis. You know, it's so much more than just a set of bones. It's a dynamic, masterfully designed gateway for life's biggest entrance.
We're going to see how it works kind of like a super complex lock and key system, where every single curve, every single millimeter is absolutely critical for guiding a baby into the world.
Okay, so here's our game plan. We're going to trace the entire path, starting at the entrance, moving through the main passageway, and then navigating that final exit. Let's jump right in.
So first things first, let's really get a handle on why this bony structure is so incredibly important to begin with.
You know, the architecture of these bones is literally everything. This quote on the screen nails it. The pelvis doesn't just influence the birth canal, it determines it. We're talking about a structure where every single millimeter counts and defines the entire journey ahead.
All right, our journey begins right here, at the pelvic inlet. Think of this as the official front door. It's the boundary that separates the wide upper part of the pelvis from the true, deeper birth canal down below.
And what you'll notice about this first gate is that it's this wide oval opening, wider from side to side than it is from front to back. And that shape is absolutely deliberate. It's not random at all. It's designed to force the baby's head to orient itself in a very specific way, just to get things started.
So, you might think the widest part is what matters most, right? Well, actually, it's the narrowest dimension of this entrance that presents the first real challenge. It's the number we really have to watch.
And that measurement is called the obstetric conjugate. We're talking about just 10 centimeters of clearance from front to back. That's it. This is the true bottleneck of the inlet, the absolute minimum space the baby's head has to negotiate to pass through.
Now check this out. This chart shows 3 different front-to-back measurements. But here's the secret. Only the shortest one, that obstetric conjugate, is the one that truly matters. A doctor might be able to measure a larger diameter, but it's this hidden, shorter distance that's the real gatekeeper. It dictates whether a safe passage is even possible at this stage.
Okay, so once we're through that first tight squeeze, we move into the next part of our tour, the pelvic cavity. After that tricky entrance, this is a much more open, funnel-shaped space. Yeah, unlike that flattened oval we just came through, the pelvic cavity is almost perfectly round. It measures about 12 centimeters in pretty much every direction, making it the most spacious part of the entire canal. It's like a moment of breathing room before the next challenge arrives.
But this extra space isn't just for a break. It's absolutely essential. It allows for a really critical move called internal rotation. As the baby's head descends into this roomy area, it has the space it needs to make a crucial turn, getting perfectly aligned for the final exit. And here we are, at the most complex part of the whole trip, the pelvic outlet. Now this isn't just one simple opening. In fact, to really understand it, you have to know it has 2 different definitions. So this is a really important distinction. You've got the anatomical outlet, which is that whole bony diamond shape you see at the very bottom. But for childbirth, the landmark that truly matters is the narrower obstetric outlet, which sits a little higher up. That is the functional exit gate we really need to watch. Which brings us to the big question. Where is the most challenging moment, the absolute tightest point in this entire birth canal?
Get this, it's 10.5 centimeters. Now remember, the inlet's front-to-back bottleneck was 10 centimeters? This is just a fraction wider, but here's the key difference. Now the pressure is coming from the sides. This critical measurement is called the interspinous diameter. It's the distance between 2 bony points, the ischial spines, that actually jut into the canal. They create the narrowest pass of the entire journey, and they're the final major hurdle to clear.
So this narrow plane is basically ground zero for the most critical moments of labor. It's the pivot point for the baby's final rotation. It's the landmark for measuring progress. It's even the target for certain types of anesthesia. And frankly, if a birth is going to get held up, this is often the spot.
Okay, let's zoom out now and look at the entire journey one last time, just to put all these pieces together.
And here it is, the whole story in one view. You can really see the journey of changing shapes, starting with that wide oval entrance, moving into a spacious round chamber perfect for turning, and finally squeezing through that narrow diamond-shaped exit.
Ultimately, the success of this whole incredible process comes down to navigating that final narrow gate. As this quote points out, that one single measurement is very often the most decisive factor in whether a birth proceeds smoothly or gets stuck.